Good morning. We've got a good one here. Ford Ranger 2020-21, and as you can see, we've got our dead leg on there. Ignition on, and the problem is brake lights don't work. Every other light works, but there's brake lights don't work both sides. But all the side lights work, indicators, and the fog light works. Not much cop having brake lights, is it? Hey, flipping hell. How to get one up the back end and not expecting it. So what our idea now is to actually to diagnose the problem. It's been around the garages. I even think it's been to the main dealers, so, and they haven't found it either. So let's hope I'm not going to let them down, and I'm going to be doing my job. So I'll show you what we got. Okay, there's our fault codes: license plate, interior lighting, and stop output lighting. So what we're going to do is, what I like to do is just to see if that there is telling that what to do, and see if the body control module is actually doing what it needs to be doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go enter. Obviously it's so new, it's got to download stuff. There you go, actuation tests, and we got stop light. Okay, right, so we've got on, off and all that. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to have to look real quick, I'm telling you, because what's happening is it's seeing a short circuit or a high resistance, and it's shutting it down fast. So you watch. Here we go. Now you see that flash? That's the computer seeing that it's got a high resistance, it's drawing current, and it's saying no power. Right, so what we done there is we got the old 3000 out again for the actual short circuit, which is what we got. I tested all the lights, and all the lights work. Lights are fine. I took all these out, tested all the wiring to them, and there's only 2 sets of wiring. And I went down here, and here this actually goes on both, and that pin there, I actually put the old 3000 on here, and it came up with a short circuit. That goes into the green wire, that goes into my stop light. So with this, I walk this all the way down, 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 and I got into the fuse box, which isn't the fuse box. I'm going to explain that bit in a minute. This here is an aftermarket, or what Ford put in at the start, I don't know. I'm going to find out. And what happened is, as you can see, I've put a 10 amp fuse here. It did have a 20 amp fuse, and this is what the fuse looked like. Look at the state of that. So that's telling me that I reckon there was a bit of a steaming old time in the actual trailer control module, because this is what this is for. So that's where my problem is. Can't find any wiring diagrams, so I'm going to have to work my own out as I'm going along. Right, now these two here are the fuses. That one there's for the stop light, that one there is for the horn. So what I've done is press the horn and swapped them round. Press the horn, it works. So that tells me the relays are fine, and I've checked the power on there as well. This one here is the 15 amp fuse, and I actually followed that, and that took me all the way back to here, because this is where, I don't know if you can see it, all the wiring for the rear lights. So what's happened is there's 2 sets of wires, and what they've done is they've disconnected the main loom from the back, put that into the trailer loom, and then obviously put the male and female around the other way. So that actually sorts the trailer out. So what I've got to do now is I've got to this stage. I've got to find out where the actual or where they've hidden the trailer module is, and it doesn't actually say in the book either, because obviously this isn't done at factory. So I'm going to have a good look around. It's hidden somewhere. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll show you once we get it out, and this is why I believe the actual stop lights don't work, because it's all got something to do with the trailer module, and I think it's steaming, really badly steaming. Hopefully it's warm enough when I get there and I can make a quick cup of tea, so we'll be fine. Right, leave it with us and I'll show you when we get there. Okay, still struggling trying to find this module, but what I wanted to do is actually prove it was the module before I went on any further. So what I've done is, this here is the original wiring that goes into this bypass wiring, as you can see there. So what I've done is I've connected these two together, which one goes in there, one goes in there, and then I've put these two together. And now I have brake lights, and I have all the lights. So I've definitely got something going on here. But what I'm going to do is, I think it's inside, but we're going to have a nose. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those connectors off there and just make sure I've got no green in the middle. But to be honest, I don't think I have, but I'm just going to check there first, and then by lots of googling and bits and pieces like that, it says it's here, it says it's over there, it says it's here. So yeah, it didn't really help me really, did it? But as I say, at least now, if the customer, or if you have a problem with your brake lights, you can just take the bypass off, put them back together, and then you'll get brake lights. I'll show you. Let's have a look. Just press the button and you have a look. See the red light at the back there? So I've got brake lights. At least it makes it legal now, and then once I do find out what's wrong with it, then the customer is going to have a choice of, do they want to replace it, or do they even use the trailer hitch? I don't know, but yeah, that's how far I've got at the moment. All good fun. Okay, I've found the problem. Mad? Yes. Pissed? Yes. Oh, you're going to love this. Just love this. And I mean, now I've worked it out, it makes sense. Right, okay. This has got a genuine tow bar system, and it is in the glove box. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just had, I don't know. But you remember we actually got onto this one and it had that fried fuse, and this wire, okay, this wire here, I don't know what it did, why it did, and this is why I thought it was an extra for the tow bar. Okay, goes all the way back here. Let me walk you back here. Okay, right, now this here is what this was joined on. Okay, so that, and what it done is, that's why the lights are working. Now I don't know what this does, because this here is the wire that goes to that battery. Okay, so you've got a positive there and you've got a negative there. Alright, and it goes into there, and that one there, okay, is the brake light, and that one on this side is the brake light the other side. So, how long has this thing not had brake lights? That's my question. Because it can't have done. Because they're disconnected. And the reason why the actual fuse had fried, you know when I did the actuator test and you saw the light just flicker, and what it was doing, it was actually saying, oh, hold on, we've got a short circuit. And that's what was happening. It was those milliseconds were frying that fuse. So there's nothing wrong with the module, which I honestly thought, but as I say, this doesn't make sense at all. I don't understand who actually got up in the morning and thought, I'm going to fit this, because this don't work. As I say, the brake light wires are, let's have a look, green this side, and as you can see, it's got 6 on there, where these is one of the brake lights cut out, and they put that red one that goes to the battery. Why? And I'm going to show you another thing. I've actually got the brake lights on. See the brake lights? And I've checked the tow bar, and the tow bar brake lights work. I've only got the brake lights working, so there's nothing wrong with the tow bar. So whoever fitted this, please, if you see this video, put a comment in the bottom and tell me why, because I don't understand. But I'd like to know how long this car's not had brake lights. I really would. I mean, it could be some time. Mad. Absolutely mad. I ain't got an answer. I'm sorry. Why it's done, I don't know. All I know is I've fixed it without really sort of knowing about it. Anyway, right, I'm going to button it up. I did check those connectors in the middle as well, and they weren't corroded. So, but as you can see, the brake light is there. So everything works. Why did it need this extra bit? God knows. I don't know. Anyway, it's all been fixed. Hopefully you don't come across this, and hopefully you don't see this sort of rubbish, because I tell you what, it's difficult to diagnose, and once you see it and it clicks and you're going, but that don't make sense. Anyway, cheers for watching, and hopefully for another one. See you later. Man on a mission, eh? See you.